Well, it's a bit of a random story, actually. I was in ministry. I've been in ministry for quite a few years. And I was in transition, moving to another stage of my ministry life. But actually, I was very exhausted. I was very, very tired. And I knew I needed a break, but I didn't know how I could ask for a break. Anyway, to make the long story short, I talked to someone external to my mission, and he said, you need a break. And I would suggest you actually go to Ashland Seminary, and I would sponsor you to go to Ashland Seminary. I'm like, no way, really? Can you do that? And I still was reluctant because I had to leave everything behind. I'm from Spain. I had to leave my ministry in Europe, and I wasn't sure how it would all work out. But I committed to pray, and it was just obvious that God was opening all the doors for me to make it. And so I came here exhausted. I was actually sick for quite a bit at the beginning. Came on sabbatical, so I took very few classes, and really my first year was concentrating on myself. And before we can be really useful in ministry, God needs to do the work in our hearts. And I think I had kind of neglected that throughout my ministry life. So I think the first thing I would like to say is that it was really the beginning of the journey was a journey of healing. Jesus actually realized, which probably is obvious, but I realized that Jesus doesn't only forgive sins, he actually heals wounds. And that's why he died on the cross for both things. And I was assured of my salvation, but I needed to do a deep work in my heart. Or he needed to do a deep work in my heart, I should say. So I think that was the beginning of the journey to Ashland. And my first months in Ashland was I think exposing myself or making myself available for God to do a deep work of transformation. And this needed to happen to clear the way and then to know what was next. And I've been working hard since then. I have done have been doing my classes required for the doctorate in ministry, and I've really been enjoying. I think one thing that last year did for me in terms of healing kind of took away all the things that probably I would have had before if I wouldn't have gone through this journey. And by this I mean, unfortunately, when we're in ministry, it's always often about performing and what people are going to think about you and striving, to be good, to give a good impression. And because God had taken a lot of that stuff, I was able to actually focus on my studies and really enjoy it. So I feel like I'm very privileged because I'm sitting here, full-time student. Most of my colleagues are students, but they need to do ministry at the same time. And I'm not only getting a degree, I'm actually enjoying it, and I'm learning, and hopefully I'm growing. And I feel very privileged. So when people ask me, I'm like, yeah, it's great, I'm enjoying it. And I really want to encourage people, if they think about Ashland Theological Seminary, it's a journey of transformation that englobes all of our being, head, soul, heart, spirit. Yeah. I think that's it.